the Grey Man does whatever a Grey Man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now, a video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Hey, Grey Maniacs, gather. 'Tis I again, the Grey Man, with another one of my blogs. I'm round Lisa's now. I haven't done an awful lot today. I did some gardening for my dad. Came round Lisa's from Southend to South London. And I was tired. I can't get not enough. Tired. Anyway, Saturday was going to be have a little hangout of some chaps, do a stream, and I was saying that we should do horror books, but I just thought we might as well save that for Halloween. It's not long now till Halloween, so maybe we won't do. I mean, we did a little hangout and show some dinosaur books recently. This was going to be horror books because I thought everyone's got horror books, but I was thinking about it. Save that for Halloween because Halloween's a Saturday. We're doing another hangout on Halloween with our best horror books. So I'm going to change the idea up, and I'll say we'll make it animals. So if Roger, if he's going to be involved, Slim's going to be involved. We'll have the same people from last time if they want to do it. Bill from Comic Mags Musings if he wants to do it. Some animal covers. What was it? Wasn't it? And Matilda. Yeah, but it's changing up a little bit. Matilda is going to be the judge from now on because she hasn't got as many comics as us guys. So Matilda's going to be the judge, the task mistress, the score siren, the siren of the scores, the princess of the points. Yeah, she's gonna decide who's got the best covers out of the four of us, basically. So yeah, animals. Roger, pick your animal covers. And Slim, pick your animal covers, and Comic Mag Musings, pick your animal covers, and we'll have a face-off with Matilda being the judge. Okay, some comic books. I saw a couple of comic books on the way from my dad's to Lisa's. Superman, or Superboy rather, Adventure Comics 458. In this one, it's sort of second part of a story. Some guy's been possessed by someone from the Phantom Zone, and he's been able to possess the Kents, and they've been slowly sort of shooting Superboy with the Phantom projector, the Phantom Zone, like slow doses, so his body's sort of becoming non-corporeal slowly. Different parts of him become phantom-like, and Superboy he gets sent into the Phantom Zone, but he manages to stop the other guy from escaping and gets out himself, stops this human who'd been mind controlled from killing Lana. Yeah, that's it. That's a kind of general synopsis. Superboy saves the day. That's all you need to know. And in the very next issue, it goes into 8 stories, was it? 6 all new stories. So let's have a look if I can remember. So the first story was The Flash. He'd gone to a school reunion, and one of his old schoolmates apparently had psychic powers. She had psi flashes, and she recognises that one of the people in the party is the Flash. But it turns out she identifies another guy as the Flash, who happens to be about to play the Flash in a TV show. But another guy at the reunion kidnaps him because he wants to take out. He owes some money to the mob. I couldn't work out if he was trying to get the Flash to take out the mob for him, or if he was trying to sell him off to the mob. But anyway, the real Flash, Barry Allen, turns up, makes him look like the other guy who's playing the Flash. is doing the combating the crime, just for giggles, really, I suppose. But all ends well. Then we have, is it Dead Man next? His brother has taken over his place in the circus, Cleveland Brand, because his name's Boston Brand. And while he's inhabiting his body doing some stunts, he gets shot again. But this time he manages to save his brother's life and takes out I think he takes out the guy who did the shooting. I can't remember now if he took out the guy who did the shooting or not. Yeah, he did. But yeah, he did. He had to possess him. But even though he possessed him, the guy managed to shoot himself. So probably some kind of League of Assassins or something like that. Kind of, it was left like, ooh, what happens next kind of thing. There was a New God story. It seemed like the New God story was, even though this is the first part of the adventure, the New God story was halfway through. So I think it must have been carrying over from, I think maybe after the implosion. This might have been after the implosion when lots of people lost their books and they maybe came over to this book. I'm not too sure. But anyway, yeah, it was Orion of the New Gods about to face off against Darkseid. And there was 5 humans or 6 humans who each contained a part of the anti-life equation. Yeah. Fisticuffs are about to ensue in the next issue. I'm kind of simplifying it a bit. Right, Green Lantern is encountered by a beauteous female alien as he's driving down the road. She wants his help. He goes off into space, helps her against some space parasites who are after a ship. It turns out she's come to Earth to try and be with him because he once saved her, and she's fallen in love with him. And but she's using an illusion, and it turns out she's not as gorgeous an alien as you know. She's cute, but she's not gorgeous. But Hal kisses her anyway. Hal gives her a kiss, and he says, "Oh, yeah, it was kind of like." It was alright. It was kind of like, but it was kind of like, oh, thank you so much for you, but my heart is with another. If I was to be with anybody, it would be with Carol Ferris. But I appreciate your coming all this way, and your support of me, and but it will never be between us. But here's a kiss anyway, just to, just I don't know. What can I say? How as a player, that's all I can say. Then there's an elongated man one where everyone finds a $1,000 bill in their fortune cookie, but it turns out it's an old. It's a comedian who'd made good, but before he made good, he stole some money from the bank of this town, and he wanted to give it back, so he did give it back by putting it on his fortune cookies, but. Ralph discovers him, manages to tag him, but rather than arrest him, he goes, "Right, okay, we'll be out your way then, because you've given the money back, and you've obviously made good, and you're obviously not a criminal. Did something really bad when you was struggling, but it's not up to me to arrest you. So you carry on about your business," and he let him go. And the Wonder Woman story was quite mad. The Shark, who is a evolutionarily along the evolutionary path, so he's like humanoid looking, he's got mental powers and stuff like that. He apparently likes to test himself against the super guys like Aquaman and Superman and stuff, but he ends up he's coming after Wonder Woman, and she thinks he wants to test his strength because she's just powerful. No, but he's looking for a bride. Which is quite, it was like, oh, and he actually manages to bind her bracelets together, chain them together, so it makes her lose her powers. But she realises that he wasn't actually human after all. He's not actually a man because he's a shark being. So her strength wasn't taken. So she manages to defeat him. Uses her magic lasso to make him turn back to shark. I didn't think she could do that. I didn't realise there was a point of the magic lasso. I thought the magic lasso was just about getting the truth and people having to tell the truth. But apparently she can make people bend to her will, and she ties them with the magic lasso. Anyway, I'm going to pass on to Graham from 2-3 days ago now to show you the rest of that Batgirl run. Before that, though, there's an important public service announcement. What's your BQ?
What's your BQ? Brotherhood Quotient. On Brotherhood Week, February the 20th to 26th. An unstinted dedication to freedom, tolerance and individual dignity gave us our mighty nation. United and determined, we must stand ready to preserve our legacy. President Lyndon B. Johnson. Check one column for each item listed to test your likes and dislikes. Dislike. Like. So, lukewarm. No fault, vacant. Alligators, Baptists, cabbage, Catholics, detective stories. Foreigners, Indians, Jews, long hair music, Negroes, spiders. Do you believe that all men are created equal? Yes? No? Do you think that all young people should have the same chance for education, sports and jobs? Yes? No? When a new child comes to your neighbourhood, do you go out of your way to make him feel at home? Yes? No? How did you make out in test A? All of us have some things we don't like. When they're vegetables or insects, no one cares. But when they're people, you hurt them and cheat yourself. If you scored 3 yes answers on question B, C and D, you're okay. If you didn't, you'd better start thinking about it. Published as a public service in cooperation with the National Social Welfare Assembly, coordinating organisation for national health, welfare and recreation agencies of the US.
Well, what do you know? Past me got another video after all. I thought I might as well film the rest of the box now in case I don't get to come back home to have a look at them on Monday. So this should be on Monday's video. Gonna go for the rest of this Batgirl run. The Garden of Good and Evil. Could it be Poison Ivy? Oh yeah, Poison Ivy, as we can see on this cover. That girl is poison. She sure is. Her lips are venomous poison. Ooh, they're poison running through my veins. They're poison. Oh wow, this is a really old label. I just noticed that. I was going to peel this label off. Forbidden Planet Limited, when it was in Denmark Street, 23 Denmark Street, the very first comic book store that I knew of that specialised in comic books. I remember going to in central London, buying my old 2000 ADs and various other stuff I would buy in there. Yeah, I might keep that label on because that would be an old label. 30p, a 30p comic. Yeah, The New Adventures of Batgirl and Robin. Obviously, this is not the original cover. That it's an old comic cover that probably should be thrown away by now. To be honest, there were people saying I should have replaced this one years ago, but I haven't got the money to replace all my bags and boards on my comic books. Unfortunately, one day, hopefully, if I ever get another job. That was Batgirl in the Information Rage. That said. Right, number 55, War Games. I think this might be inside, yes, inside another plastic cover inside there. I'm not sure if that's wise to keep those plastic covers. I hear they can cause some aggro. Then number 56. Yeah. More War Games. Apparently this bloke, she wants his arm. She decided to take that arm for herself. It's like, yeah, this arm belongs to me. It's my arm. I'm going to do with it what I want. And this bloke is like, he's wishing they'd never even seen Batgirl. And yeah. Fresh Blood, part 2 of 4. I'm not sure what it's crossing over with. I don't know where part 1 was. Her feet look really weird in this one. Like she's a robot or something. Or as if her legs go straight into her feet rather than there actually being feet there. Fresh Blood, part 4 of 4. Maybe it's crossing over with Robin. Are they actually swinging along side by side, or actually is he just punched her in the face? Not too sure. From the look on his face, it looks like he's just punched her in the face. Yeah, you can see bits of debris, like cloth from the suit where he's punched her. That doesn't strike me as being very safe fighting in midair. People who only get from one place to another in midair by swinging on ropes. Punching each other in the face whilst they're zooming along could be conducive to death. Death by falling. But, yeah. You've got to suspend your belief or disbelief with Batman books when it comes to swinging from building to building. Curse of the Penguin. And you can see him in the background there. Rapid Fire. Beyond the Realms of Death. spoiler there, who believe he's dead by this time, or believed to be dead. Retconned later not to be dead. Sex, fugs, and rock and roll. Blade of the Ravager. Daddy Dearest. Queasy Rider. High flying with the birds of prey. There is no justice in the League of Assassins. Is that Judo Master? Looks like Judo Master. He's not in the League of Assassins, is he? Quick freeze, slow death. Let's get this label off. £7.50 label. Probably wasn't to do with that comic anyway. The Resurrection of Mrs. Freeze. I'm guessing it doesn't take. Night of the Hunters. Blood Brother. Here lies Cassandra Cain. Oh, the end of Batgirl. Here lies Cassandra Cain. It looks like she's fighting her mother, Lady Shiva. And this is a Batgirl annual. Annual from 2000. I'm not sure there's any other annuals that Batgirl had. This is the only one I seem to have of Batgirl annual. You've never met anyone like her. Aruna. Yeah, this 2000, it was bringing in loads of new characters. I have no idea if any of them actually took. Because this is 2000. I stopped buying comics in 2013. I don't know if I ever heard of Aruna again. And I certainly can't remember any of the other characters from that set of annuals from that year. Okay, and then we've got another Batgirl run. Batgirl, back in her own series. This is from 2008. This is, again, Cassandra Cain. This is only a 5-parter, I think. I can't remember now. 6-parter. So she came back. Who is Mark? Could be Marquis. Family Secrets. Down to the Wire. So she's meeting up with the family. Doesn't necessarily seem like it's on the best of terms. But, yeah. Father versus daughter. I'm not too sure how much David Kane was mentioned before. You know, the way he was played when I saw it, it made it think to me that he was supposed to have been a character that I should have known already. But I wonder if he was actually just invented to be the father of Cassandra Cain. I don't think he actually was around as a character before she came along. But I remember when I read it, it was like he was playing out as if it was a character I should have known. The way Batman was talking about him, oh yeah, your father, as if they'd met before. But I don't remember him being around before. I need to look that up sometime, actually. Right, that was the Batgirl then. I've got a little run of Red Tornado here from the mid-80s. Android, you're a menace. If you ever interfere in humanity's affairs again, we'll tear you down into the scrap you deserve to be. Poor old Tornado. Yeah, maybe Superman was living up to his threat. Shattered. Busiek, Infantino, and McLaughlin. It's a 4-parter. Must be Kurt Busiek. That's good stories. Please, John, don't desert me. We may be the last 2 humans left to fight the construct. Haven't you learned by now? I am merely another machine. Yeah, it's all tying in with his humanity, rejected from society kind of thing. A bit like Machine Man over at Marvel. Wanting to be accepted by humanity, and also Vision as well, of course. But often sort of not accepted because of the fact he's a machine. It's all allegorical, is it, towards like humans and racism and that kind of thing, and kind of allegorical, I would say. Not just race, probably, but anyone who feels alienated for any reason. Right, and then finally in this box, a 4-part of the Huntress. It's not. I've actually got the first Huntress series, so I should try and put this probably with the first Huntress series. But at the moment, it's languishing in this box. So a little 4-part Huntress story. It's a rather big Batman there, rather chunky looking Batman. There we go. That's that box. That is box 17. Yeah. Cheers for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be at Lisa's, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Might not have any comics to show you. I'm not too sure. I'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, I'm out of here. And until next time, have a great, amazing day. I'll do a jingly, jingle, tingle shout out for someone at the end, but I haven't decided yet who. Until next time, have a great, amazing day, and may all your news be good news.
Don't smoke smack or shoot up crack. Go and check out some comics that are whack. Whack comics, go and sub him now. Whack comics, whack.